Hello, this is Belinda Pearl, and I just thought I'd do this sort of a mid-week check-in, just going through life, and life always bringing interesting things up for us to look at and to learn, and then looking at the astrology and what the astrology is kind of telling us of what is going on and what we are experiencing. And we've just been through this spring equinox, seen how we are in balance with ourselves. And so I thought I would talk about that balance, like how it is that we are in integrity with ourselves. How are we when we walk our path, when we listen to our heart, where we hear our soul talking to us and leading us as we should be led on our existence here in life and our journey that we've really chosen for ourselves. And so this idea of how are we in balance with ourselves, how are we in integrity, how do we follow that true path? And sometimes life loves to bring up these things to show us where we've been or where we are living currently, so that we can maybe shift the paradigm a little in our lives, so that we can really come to this place of our full integrity within inside of our heart. And so life always likes to bring these things up to the surface to look at. And so I was talking to a dear friend of mine today, and his experience of coming into his awakening is profound, and I hear it all the time. I hear everybody is going through these major changes, but it's the realization that so many light workers are being activated and awakened to their magic and to their medicine that's within inside of them. So this is this realization where so many healers are bringing their medicine forward, and in order for us to truly walk this path and to be in balance and to listen to our truth and not be wavered by the illusions or delusions of the world, is that we need to seep ourselves into this place of our heart center once more, to bring that healing through and to allow all those old paradigms and all those old patterns and all those old behaviors or the collective consciousness of how things should be. We truly have to allow those things to kind of melt away in always. Hi sweetie. Mwah. Good to see you, sweetie. So it's like one of the cards that I chose just to see what was coming up. It says autumn leaves, and I'll just show you the card over here. You can see it. Autumn leaves. And again, there's this energy of coming into the heart center, but it's this autumn leaves is like these old paradigms, these old pieces that we need to be letting go of. And in this card, you can see, I don't know if you can see it in here, you can see her hidden right here. Isn't that beautiful? She's kind of hidden behind all these things here, and all these vines and these old leaves, and that's us coming out. It's us showing ourselves our pure potentiality that's waiting within. And the cosmology is asking for us to listen, to be into our internal listening communication system. And it's not just the listening of our intuition, it's going even deeper than that. We're actually being they say upgraded to really receive these higher frequencies of light, and a lot of us are really getting that awakening inside of ourselves. So it's to brush away these old patterns. And again, like I said, everybody is going through these things of letting these old paradigms kind of melt away. And that's why it says autumn leaves, so we can rake away those old leaves and come back into our heart. And this is the birthing, this is the equinox, the birthing of the zodiac chart or the zodiac cycle once more. And this is our birthing, us coming out of the gates. And tomorrow Mercury stations, so this is really telling us to have a clear idea of what it is that we want to. How do we be in integrity with ourselves? How do we start and stand into this Christ-like self that's inside of ourselves? This is our new beginnings. But before we go gallivanting out the gates like Aries wants to, there's this Mercury that stations to give us that time to really reflect and to see what it is that we want for ourselves. So I said hello. So it's like, what do we want? So Mercury stations there so we can really go into this period of review and really reflect. So when we come on the other side of this Mercury retrograde, we can really begin our new cycle with clarity. Again, of all of these healers and light workers and torch bearers that are being awakened today, every day, right? Yes. And to you too. Yes, it's seeing ourselves, it's rising into that. So all these aches and pains, whatever they are, it's for us to bring our awareness to the fact that they're here to awaken us. We're all going through this experience. So it's for us to do the work, not to turn a blind eye, to dip into the pain, to the discomfort, to ride it, to see what it brings up for ourselves, and to rake away those old patterns, those old leaves, so we can reveal our heart and step into that space within our heart again. So this is just my sort of ramble of what's going on. And the other thing that I think it's a medicine actually, and it's another card that I pulled, and it says floating memories. So this is our time to remember those good times. This is how we get through on what was these old ways. It's like the medicine we give ourselves is to go back to those times in our life when we had those good memories. Maybe those connections with source, those connections with spirit. You can see how she's laying here and that glowing orb that's behind her. It's telling us to consciously go into those spaces where we can connect back with source. This is going to be the medicine that's going to help us stand more in integrity with ourselves, to lead our spiritual path, to step into the world as a healer. We're all being activated. So I ask you to listen, that inward listening to your inner guidance, but also to what the cosmos is leading you. It's drawing us forward. It's for each of us to stand into that powerful light. And so I think I'll just end this little ramble, whatever it is, and really allow yourself to listen. And there's this quote by Rumi, I'm just going to read it to you. It says, "There is a voice that doesn't use words. Listen." I'll read it again. There is a voice that doesn't use words. Listen. So listen amazingly within inside of yourself. Listen to your heart. Listen to the cosmos. Listen to that voice that is beyond hearing. And so from my heart to yours, may you have a blessed, beautiful day. And thank you for being here. Much love to everybody. Namaste.